Hey guys, this is the Uber Elite, and this is my Elemental Cleave build. Currently level 77 on beta. This build is currently kind of experimental and sort of a proof of concept that Elemental Cleave is a working build. So this isn't exactly complete. My gear is pretty bad in comparison to what I would rather have on the gear. But I do have a few uniques that are pretty good. For example, I do have some Thunder Fists, which were given to me just for the purposes of testing. I also have an Alpha Howl, but my rare gear is nothing too amazing. Don't have a lot of life on gear at the moment. In some cases, I don't have life at all, and I'm using blues. But the point is that the build is actually working at the moment. So, I chose a Scion this time for this build because you do start off with a lot of regen. It enables Blood Rage very easily, and instead of spending points to go through this area, and it gives you two jewel sockets for 2 points. So that's pretty nice because of the way jewels have been changed. And yeah, I still have a few knife nodes left to get, and I am struggling a little bit on dex at the moment, but yeah. So, right now, I am using the same 4 aura setup on mana as I was with the Null's Inclination build. Anger, Wrath, Herald of Ice, and Herald of Thunder. I don't have a Curse on hit set up with Herald of Thunder at the moment. I don't know if I will actually use one, but yeah. Anyways, I am using Blood Rage because I do have a lot of regen from the tree. I can afford to use it, and it is a very substantial DPS boost. And right now I am trying out a 4-link. I also have an alternate 5-link through the gloves where I use increased area of effect and I don't use multi-strike. And instead I just use faster attacks, weapon LE, and increased AoE with the Cleave. Now, Cleave is known for its very small AoE, and I do feel like Cleave does need a bit of a bigger AoE to really be effective. It feels like you're not reaching things that you really feel like you should, and when you don't have increased AoE, it forces you to play a playstyle where I'm playing similarly right now, where you kind of whirling blades into the middle of a pack, and then you just let the multi-strike cleave do its thing and kill everything around you. It would feel a lot better if it did have bigger AoE, but at the moment, the AoE is kind of eh. It's still a really, really, really fun skill, though. I absolutely love playing this skill, and I just wish it was kind of better at the moment. So yeah, this is the 4-link cleave setup. When I am fully buffed, or well, give me a second to let Rallying Cry wear off here. When I don't have Rallying Cry up and I have my Frenzy charges, I have 35,000 DPS. And now I just leveled Anger, so now I have 36,000. But, yeah. Pretty good DPS right now, which is awesome. It's good to see that this is a working build, but a lot of people will say, why not just try something like Reeve or Ice Crash? And the truth is, Reeve and Ice Crash both do have better AoE and mechanically function better. Ice Crash has a really high mana cost at the moment, though, which makes it really hard to use with a fast attacking build, but it does do good damage, surprisingly. And as for Reeve also has very good AoE. It does less damage, but I feel like it is ultimately a better skill to use for the purposes of Elemental. But it is there. But Cleave just feels like a really fun skill, and I really want them to improve the AoE on it. Because, well, that's really all it needs. The damage is good, the damage is there, and it's pretty solid. It's just the AoE is lacking. And you feel required to put in an increased AoE gem if you want to hit a good portion of the area near you, so yeah. Anyways, the other setup I was talking about was using this setup, which is a 5-link, where you used added lightning from these Thunder Fists, increased AoE, faster attacks, weapon LE, and cleave. Now this can be a more defensive setup, and the problem with this setup right now is that it is very taxing on your mana. But the setup does also work. The problem is you pretty much, right now I have to keep up Rallying Cry so much because I don't have any mana regen on my gear anywhere. All of my mana regen percent is coming from my tree right now, so that's sort of weak for me right now. I would like to get some better gear with some mana regen on it to try out some more links like this, but yeah. And besides that, we also still don't have any form of life leech at the moment, which is pretty bad. But we do have a 32k cleave setup with this build, or with these links, and it does hit an okay amount of the area around us, but it's not amazing by any means. At least in my opinion. It's about the same as Reeve would have without an increased AoE with 4 stacks. So, I don't know. But either way, most of this is just a proof of concept. I may do some more testing with this if I can get some Ichimangis, if I can get some better gear, so on and so forth. But right now, this is just a proof of concept to show that this is a build that can work. But for me, it is not completed yet. But yeah, anyways guys, this is the Uber Elite signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this inspires some people to try and make some perhaps better Ele Cleave builds or different Ele Elemental melee builds, because, well, clearly this does have potential. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.